All right, everybody, back in the saddle. Eric with Beyond the RC Grid after another hiatus. Lots to talk about. Season's ready to begin. RGB and Rulin's Racing will be joining us. That's Rick and Paul. Just tons of stuff to talk about. We've got special announcements. We've got reviews. We've got schedules. We'll touch base on the branding change for the podcast and why that needed to be done. Maybe I'll talk a little bit about a car I'm working on. I've got something interesting to share with people. Maybe save them a buck or two in the long run. New special segment this year. It's called Lap 14. And stay tuned for that. Good details in there. We'll review the rules. Obviously, if you've been watching the Tarkar page, there's been a lot of rules changes after they were posted, and I'll get into detail on that. And our usual stuff. We'll check in with sponsors. We'll check in to see what everybody's up to beyond the RC Grid. We'll see if Rick's got any of his own sponsorship announcements. And we'll go from there. So stay tuned. Lots to talk about. And here's an announcement from those guys.
Is this thing on?
Oh boy, hell yeah, it's on.
Do I have proper placement?
All right, can you hear me?
I like it.
Yes.
Paul, RGB and we already lost RGB's audio, so he's back for a round TEW.
Oh.
Am I back? Am I sounding good?
You're back. You're back, baby.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It just went out.
I think you hit something.
Trying to get proper placement here. You told me I need to put the...
No, that's good. That's good. What do you think, Rick?
I can just see his from his lips up. I can't see anything below. There.
No, Paul, I can see.
There you go. That's perfectly centered for me.
Yeah, I got to kind of play with it, though, because it's not going to sit at this angle. Let's see. How's that? That look better?
That's good.
That's not bad.
On my screen, that's all right.
Well, we're not worried about yours. We got to make sure he's on mine so that Riverside FM can edit him and you.
Yes.
So Rick, are you on Wi-Fi?
No, I took off, turned off my Wi-Fi, so I'm running on the cellular.
Okay, still looks like
It's very pixely.
I think it'll clean up. I'm not too concerned about it, but so here, Rick did not get it, Paul. I've already done a quick opening for myself, but welcome, Paul. Welcome, Rick, to season 2, episode 2 of Beyond the RC Grid. Lots to talk about. Big show. Probably going to keep Biggins up past his bedtime.
Well, Artemis is going to be launched at potentially right around 6:30. So let's get moving.
Is that really fast?
What's launched at 6:30?
Artemis, they're going around the moon. Big deal.
Listen, nerd. Nobody
Does that
cares.
fascinate you, Rick, since you've already been to outer space?
Well, I think it's important to keep up to date on what's going on with my interest.
Okay. I was just checking. I figured maybe since you've already been to outer space, you wouldn't be as excited about that.
It's nice that it's nice that other species are catching up.
Oh, is that how it works? All right, listen, alien lover. Let's stay focused. Paul, did you get a copy of the agenda?
I did not. Where did you send it to?
To your
That's
email,
what I
but
told
I'll
him.
just...
Yeah, that's what I told him also. We didn't get it.
Hey, hold on. I'll share the screen, and I'll run it down real quick. Can you see my mouse?
Not really. Yeah, kind
That's
of,
good.
but we can't read the screen.
That's too small on our phones.
That's all right. I'll run it down. It's the show's called It Takes a Village, and we've already discussed this. We'll get into that a little bit. We're going to talk about the track and what it takes to keep it going. We'll get into a little talk about volunteering at the track, which I think is important. We don't want anybody to feel like they can't contribute. So, let's see. We've got some big announcements. We'll talk about that later. We are going to discuss the following tonight. So we want to run down the rules. Obviously, everybody knows that the rules were kind of fumbled in translation, but we got them corrected thanks to Nick and Steve helping me out with that. Paul helped me a little bit. So we'll talk about the rules. We'll talk about the 2026 Tar Car schedule. And there's lots to talk about, so we'll try to keep that short. We'll talk about the Great Lakes Shootout Series. We have a big announcement for the Great Lakes Shootout Series race at Tar Car. So we'll get into that. RGB, I'm not sure where we stand. Are you presenting a sponsorship of your own tonight?
Well, this is preseason on the sponsors, so I got a call out ready to go.
Okay, we'll get there. So, and then we'll touch base about practice, track conditions, and so on and so forth. And then I don't know, a lot of people probably are not familiar with Rick, your brother. Rob the Rebuilder stopped in and paid us a visit, so we'll check that out. We did a little review with him. He wanted to grab something while he was in town, so he did that, and I recorded it. So we'll watch that. It's 5 minutes. We'll do that after the halftime show from City Chevrolet. So that's that. And I'll probably have to edit that out because the announcement was on that paper. Gosh dang it.
You can just delete the first 7 minutes of the show.
No, I'm not doing that, but I will blur that out so nobody sees it because not everybody watches this on their phone. I think probably 2 or 3 of the 14 viewers watch this on a TV, I'm guessing. So
Yeah, the ones that want a theater experience. Which
That's
I'm
right.
sure it'll be probably more this season.
That's right. So let's jump into it. There's no race to show. I'll pull up the rules and I'll share the screen real quick. And I'm not going to get into detail because we just don't have the time. But this is what I drew up based off of what Steve gave me, and then Nick helped me correct a bunch of them. And then I put a bunch of pictures of, these are Mr. Custom bodies for each class. I did that for 40 Grit. I know he's a huge Mr. Customs fan.
I like it.
That's right. Paul, by the way, your new Boya microphone is magnificent.
Excellent. You can thank
Brent?
Crystal. She got that for me for my birthday.
Thank you, Crystal.
Yeah, I was telling Nightcrawler I did a mic test yesterday, and my mics, unless they're right on my lips, are less than just running through the phone. So I guess I just didn't get a good brand. All the reviews seem to be excellent, but for my testing yesterday, it just didn't work out.
Boya. You can't, I'm telling you, the sound is magnificent. I got lucky. I watched some reviews like you did and bought the Boya. I'm not on a Boya right now, but I've got the little ones like you guys do. I'm on a Deity mic, which is pretty good. I like it. Got good reviews. So, yeah, we'll see what we can do for you, Rick, on the mic thing. So, all right, listen.
I'll just look it up tomorrow. Boya.
Yeah. All right. Well, here's the rules. I put a link of an Excel spreadsheet on Facebook, and people are having trouble opening it because if you don't have Excel on your phone, if you don't have an app that can open the document, it's a problem. So I'm doing my best. I have a lot going on. I've got to figure out a way to put it on something else that everybody can see. So in the meantime, I copied and pasted all the classes. So that's where they're at. They're on Tarkar's Facebook page. We did create a Tarkar Oval page. It's specific to Oval. I probably should have named it I think we named it Club, right? I should have named it Fans to kind of keep a little more separation. I don't think I can change the name of it. I'll see if I can, but
no, I think it's all right. We're a club out there, and I was able to read all the rules, and they're concise. I don't think there should be any issue this season with anybody not knowing a rule for the class that they want to be in.
Right. Well, we'll see. I'm sure something will evolve. There's the cat. So here we go. We got street stock. We got open short course modified. We have open short course late model, open sprint, outlaw 10 scale late model. Traxxas modified will come back to this, and Traxxas late model will come back to this. Losi sprint, Losi Pro Moto, and novice class. Those are the classes. There was concern about a lot of classes on there, but we're not running all those classes every race. It's just not going to happen. So let's real quick. I'll touch base on Losi Sprint. Steve put up a poll for voting on pinions. People voted to go slow and keep with the stock pinion. I don't care. I got rid of my Sprint because it was a heap of junk. I found a sucker to buy it. I couldn't believe it. I'm gonna get my.
There's always some sucker that will buy. Didn't you have that at the Goodwill store that opened up?
Nope.
And
nobody took it.
Nobody took it. So yeah, you had to take it out of there and find some other knucklehead that would buy that without even looking at it. Yeah.
All right.
Especially if you can get rid of it with broken parts in it. That's even better.
I know. Listen, 40 Grit, aka Triple S. Again, so everybody knows, I offered to buy the car back. I sold my buddy Scott my Losi Sprint that had been wrecked at Black Swamp, and I parked it. Literally, it was in the basement. I hadn't touched it. I didn't go through it. I was going to sell it. He wanted to buy it. I sold it to him. He wanted it pretty much immediately, so I had to shuffle around on a Saturday morning to get everything together. He took the car, and as you saw in the last episode, it had a bent dog bone. So he later discovered something interesting, which was I think it was a bad receiver. So for everybody that knows or doesn't know, we thought the transmitter and receiver weren't communicating because I have to steer left-handed. So I have to flip it upside down, and we didn't think it was communicating. Well, long story short, it was a bad receiver, and Scott figured that out. So I've offered to buy a couple little things for Scott and his Losi Sprint, since he's already rectified the dog bone situation, and that's where we're at with that. But all kidding aside, Scott's been cool about it. I felt super bad. Lesson learned. Thank God I sold it to a friend. I will never sell a car without going through it again. I won't sell a car unless I go through it before I give it away.
Fair enough.
So, lesson learned on my part. Scott will probably never buy anything from me again, though. So that's where we're at with Losi Sprint. Stock pinions. I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think going up would have been a big deal either. So, moving along. Traxxas late model and Traxxas modified. So the Traxxas modified spec class is staying the same. So that'll be a good class this year. And then we added, based on there were 6 or 7 of us that wanted to do this, the Traxxas late model class. So what we did was we bumped the pinion up on this class. And the reason people wanted to run this class is just to have it's another class and another body, and they want to go a little bit faster. But economically speaking, I side with Paul. Paul has a lot of good points on why running this can be good financially. It's not as big of an investment to going to a completely different class. So he's in a position, I'm in a position, we're all in a position that we can just swap the bodies back and forth, which is another topic. So my 2 cents on the body swap. I bought parts for this. Paul bought.
You okay, Rick? You okay?
Wellness check. Paul bought a body. Some other people bought a body. I bought the conversion kit. Paul, you did too?
I bought. Supposedly, you only need 2 parts to convert it. Correct. That's what I've been told. We're gonna play around with it and see. But one of the other racers, John Stevens, has already created a dirt late model body for his /modified.
All right. So I bought some parts too to convert it, and I went to convert it, and I left. So I've got my other camera going, so I'll edit this and show everybody. Well, let's just do this. Let's see if I can pull that up. All right, here we go. Maybe. Oh, it's not going to let me. It wants more money. Riverside FM wants more money for me to use my second camera, which, whatever. So I'll do this. This is the decking. These are what hold the body on. And from running this in the modified class, I boogered these up on the outside of the modified body, 2 of them, and I had to glue them. I had to super glue them. Well, here you go. Let's see if I can get this in there. This right here holds the body on and slides in there. That fits right in there to hold the body on. I had to super glue them. I have done everything I can to get this off, and I can't get it off. So glue got down in there pretty far. I mean, I've tried cutting it. I've tried a little bit of heat. I've tried a screwdriver. So what I ended up doing was buying this whole new piece and a couple more plates to hold the body on. So that's not very in depth, but the reason I wanted to bring that up was, in my opinion, if you can see my body in the background that I bought, that decking's going on, I personally would buy the whole thing and just be done with it. It's more expensive. You'd have 2 deckings. You'd have your modified decking still intact, which will be a lot quicker for switching back and forth. I'm not running a modified. I have a bunch of other cars, so I'm not worried about switching back and forth like you are, Paul. But I would highly recommend, if you're going to run the modified and the late model, to have decking in them both and not go back and forth on that. It's too much of a pain in the butt.
I think you're asking a lot to go back and forth because you'll have to change the pinion out, and if you're running back to back races, there's no way you'll be able to do it.
Well, no, that's not the idea. I don't think that's the plan. I think it's financially having the option to go back and forth.
Right. Well, I'm saying, but not on race day, not on.
No, I don't think you can do it on race day unless the pinion's not a problem. The body is. So you're going to have two bodies. In my opinion, the pinion's a piece of cake.
All right.
That's not a big deal at all. So I just wanted to get that out there. I would buy the whole body with the decking already in it. That way you have the modified done, the late model done. And now if you wanted to race on race day, both classes, you could. I don't know. They're probably back to back, I'm guessing. So that might be an issue.
All right.
So we hit the rules. Let's hit the schedule quick. Hold on a minute. I think I closed. All right. Can you still hear me good?
Yeah. Yes.
Let's do this. All right, let's move along. Tarkar. My Facebook is pulling Tarkar up very slow. I don't know what the heck's going on.
Close up.
Yeah. That's going to be a poster. All right, here's the schedule. Steve posted this back on March 14th. First race of the year is a trophy race. I believe it's the only trophy race. April 11th. That'll be the opening day for oval racing at Tarkar. And then April 19th, the Tarkar Oval Series race 1 starts. May 3rd, Oval Series 2. May 17th, Oval Series 3. And then May 30th is the big one, the GLSS, the Great Lakes Shootout Series, May 30th. We'll come back to that. June 14th, June 28th, July 19th, August 2nd, August 23rd, September 6th, September 20th. 10 Oval Series races, a trophy race, and a GLSS race for a total of 12 races for 2026. Now, let's talk about the big announcement. Paul, I'm going to turn it over to you, and I'm going to let you announce what we at Beyond the RC Grid has going on.
For the GLSS? Excellent. The Beyond the RC Grid approached Steve, and we will be sponsoring a house class for the GLSS race at Tarkar. We are sponsoring trophies for the Losi Sprint class, which is not a class that runs in the GLSS. That's why it is a house class. So as far as I know right now, we'll be running the standard Tarkar rules for the Losi Sprint car. And I will just say they will be some very unique and very cool trophies. So
I think the trophies will represent Beyond the Grid, our unique and informative and eye-pleasing aesthetic that the three of us have developed over the past 2 years. So
I think we should put them out there to get the interest of the competitive spirit of the Losi drivers, so they can start the mental arm wrestling over getting these trophies.
I think that'll be something that one of the presentations we can make in the future. Yeah, so definitely
Well, the future is upon us. Do you wanna tease them now?
I think what you're saying is the future is now, old man.
How about if we show third place tonight?
There you go.
The next episode will show second place, and then leading up to the GLSS house class, the Losi Sprint house class, we'll show the first place trophy.
That sounds a good idea.
Excellent. Well, let me find it. All right. So I'll share the screen. This is for the Losi Sprint house class on May 30th at Tarkar when the GLSS series is there. I've confirmed it with Steve that we're a go for this. He cleared us to announce this. So we wanted to put our money where our mouth is at Beyond the RC Grid and give out trophies to the Losi Sprint guys, because there's been a few times where they've been left out and we're just trying to give back. So I'll share this screen, and this is third place. There it is.
Look at that.
Coors Light of the day, sponsored by Beyond the RC Grid. Paul, who do we have here?
We have a absolute legend in sprint car racing. That is the Coors Light Silver Bullet of Brad Doty.
Mm-hmm. Some homage, as they call it?
Absolutely. You know, he's still to this day, he was injured in a bad accident and he is in a wheelchair. However, he still goes to the races and he announces. And they have at the Attica Raceway Park, every year is the Brad Doty Classic. And Brad Doty shows up, he signs autographs for the fans, and he goes up in the announcer's booth and announces the race.
Excellent. So that's it. RGB, what do you think?
Well, I'm torn a little bit. I think that's a good looking trophy that's unique to us. I just don't think guys that use wheelchairs should be at the track. Any track, as a matter of fact. So that's just my personal preferences. But I understand that everybody, we're all DEI now, so everybody has to be included. But I'll support the choice, but it's in protest.
Well, let's do this. Let's all take a guess at who we think will be on the third place podium for this race.
Ooh, I like this. Well, let's see. I don't know if we're going to have any.
Got a lot of unknowns. You got a lot there.
We could have some new drivers there.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a couple people that will not be racing that raced the Losi Sprints last year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a tough one. We got a new Losi driver that I'm glad he finally realized that he belongs in the beginners class, so he came down to run the Losi Sprint with us. So
huge announcement. Do you want to tell everybody who that is?
That's Triple S,
AKA
40 grit.
That car won't make it through the 2 heats into the main. So
Triple S.
He'll be lucky to get 1 heat out of that car before the repairs have to take over the rest of the day. So
when he sees this, when he hears that, he's going to be yelling at the TV and he's going to be screaming "challenge accepted" with a few French words in between. So
then you got guys that like Coors Light that are going to be running in that series also. Mm-hmm. So they might be gunning for third place just to have that Brad Doty trophy.
Well, let me touch on that.
I think you race for the trophy that you want. This isn't necessarily coming in first. May not be the the premium bragging rights that that it is for other races. If you're
Well,
if you're
I think it will for this one.
well, let me touch on that real quick, Biggins, so that people know. Third Coors Light of the day, we have a concept going for all the trophies, first, second, and third place. So third Coors Light of the day, if you only would have had 2 Coors Light, you may have gotten second place, or maybe 1 Coors Light would have got you first place. But since you had 3, you're on your third Coors Light of the day. You didn't win. You got on the podium. You'll get congratulations from RGB from outer space. And, next year maybe you'll limit yourself to the beverage intake.
Another announcement, at on that day, and I understand this is breaking news, but at the Beyond the Grid compound, there may be a cooler located with those beverages that are being represented for all that want to partake in thirst refreshment. So that could
After
be
the racing is completed for the day.
Oh no, that's
Oh my gosh. Biggins, what happens in outer space stays in outer space. You can't bring it to Tarkar. So
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
all right. Well, where are we at? We hit the rules, we hit the schedule, we made our GLSS announcement with the Losi sprints. We did talk about the pinions for the Traxxas.
All right.
I didn't specify on that. Let's go back to that real quick. I think we're only going up 2 on that. Is that right, Paul?
No, the Traxxas dirt late model you're talking about?
Yes.
If you look at the rules, it allows any pinion and it allows 3 options for spur gear.
That's right. I forgot. That's right. All
The
right.
spur gears are all Traxxas part numbers, and then it says any pinion.
Okay. Well, hold on, Paul. This is not done. I've been working on this car. I haven't peeled the paint off or the plastic off. I have not cut the windows out. But I just wanted to show you something here. Let's see if I can do this. So if I'm running down the track, and it's, maybe a little turn there, another turn. I just wanted to show you what it's going to look like from your view.
Oh, I gotcha. I like it. The paint job looks nice.
Yeah, I'm learning. It's quite a process. I actually enjoy it a lot. I do know that I don't have my hand-eye coordination that I used to since I'm getting old, but it's really kind of peaceful. So, and you can screw stuff up and still make it your own. It doesn't have to be perfect. You throw some splatter on it, you cut out some sections, you paint a few different colors, and you send it out. You send it, as the Ute call it. You send it.
Anybody looking to get into that class, if they take a trip up to Ypsilanti, Michigan, and Ann can hobby, the Traxxas spur gears are a whopping $3 a piece. So very inexpensive. I believe the pinions were between $3 up to maybe $5. I got to double check.
Yeah.
But I grabbed a couple different options just to try out.
10-4. 10-4 on that. All right, we're doing good. RGB. I think this will be a good time. If you have anything that you would like to share with us, that maybe we could squeeze that in.
In regards to,
well, I don't know. I see something hanging on your wall there.
Yeah. We're pre-season, so the sponsors will start rolling in next week. But we've been dealing with this for a season of podcasting now, officially known as Belly Cat. So I wanted to pay homage to belly cat of ruling racing.
Hey, don't hate the player, hate the game, son.
I don't hate either. I'm paying homage.
Well, the only issue I see with you calling it belly cat is that the cat walked across his shoulders today. So we're in season 2, and you're going to have to update that if you want to
Like
pay
I said,
homage.
we're preseason. I'm
Okay.
paying homage. I'm trying to pull last season into this season.
I'm trying to train him to go higher and higher. I'm really training him to become an attack cat, so I can take him out to the track and he can just attack biggins all day long while he's trying to drive his car.
See what Ruling calls training. Situation.
Oh,
but
okay. I'll edit that out. Hold on.
Thank you, Eric.
Hold on. Mark clip 56 and 42 at the 56-minute 42-second mark. I will be editing Biggins out of that completely. So, hey, real quick, I want to switch something up in the show before we go to our halftime break to hear from our sponsors. I think is a good time for Paul for you to do your thing, because I want to flip the script a little bit toward the end of the show this year.
Okay.
Because I want to use the end of the show to talk about what's coming up and what the schedules are. I want to talk quick. I just want to make quick reference mentions to any events going on in Northwest Ohio or Southeast Michigan. Like dirt track racing, Toledo Speedway, Attica, whatever's going on. I just want to do some mentioning, because we are, here comes the cat, Rick, because Paul and I are going to go to more dirt races this year. I'm hit or miss over my lifetime. There's been summers where I don't go. There's been summers where I go to a lot, but we'll talk a little bit about that. So, but go ahead,
Maybe
Paul.
we could get the Tar Car guys to get together and go to a race like the Brad Doty Classic or High Limit at Fremont, something like that. So
yeah, High Limit would be awesome.
It's Rick's favorite part of the show. It's literally the namesake of the show, beyond the RC grid. So Biggins, we haven't been on in a long time. You have to have something in your life that you have done that does not involve RC car racing. So please share with the viewing audience. We are on the edge of our seat.
Actually,
hold on. The audience, here we go. Biggins.
My interest this week is, I was talking with Nightcrawler earlier, is the Artemis launch that's going on today, right? We're check your local listing, but right now we're in the window for the launch. They haven't started the countdown yet, but I'm pretty interested in this Artemis launch process. So that's something I've been beyond the gridding lately, and also I bought a new short course late model body. So been putting some coats of paint on that. So those are the two things that I've been focused on the past week or two.
Well, I'm guessing, Paul, that you're more inquiring about the events, the huge track event that happened last year with RGB. I mean, can we get an update on that?
But I don't know what you're referring to.
Paul?
RGB, come on. You have to have something that you have done outside of RC car racing. You know, maybe you got together with old friends, you know, reconnected with people. Nothing? All this time we haven't been racing?
I don't know. I don't know what you're referring to. What
Well,
are you leading into?
How
well,
about you, Eric? Have you done anything outside of the RC grid?
I have. I've no, I haven't. I lied. No. Just working, family stuff. I did get together with old friends. I was more curious about that huge announcement that RGB had last year. I was walking on eggshells because relationships are very difficult nowadays.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes.
See, I don't encourage fake news. So obviously I want to go along with whatever fake news situation this is going on. So I want to know what you're talking about.
Well, we at Beyond the RC Grid don't care about your personal life choices, et cetera, but we just want you to be happy. Are you
That
happy?
is true. I think our mission statement reflects that. Yeah, we think everybody should be happy with with their choices, as long as they're legitimate and not manufactured in the world of AI. So
Well, if you speak it into existence, it can happen.
that is true. That's one of the cornerstones of my lifestyle. I try to speak it into existence. So
Well, since you don't want to talk about your personal life, did anything else happen? Anything recently?
well, in the past couple of weeks, we had me personally and a few friends from high school and around that time. My brother made a homecoming visit with his lovely new wife to visit his hometown, to show her where he grew up, and meet a couple of his past wrestlers that he coached uh, um, when he was here in Ohio. And that was a fun night that Nightcrawler made it out to, and we may have ran some documentation videos of that night, if you want to expand on that.
Yeah, I did record it because Rob came into town and he told me while he was in town he wanted something special that he hadn't had in a while. So I told him I got you, and I hooked him up. So I will share the screen and we'll watch this quick. Boom. So here we go.
Podcast with Rob the Brewery Builder on Tulsa, Oklahoma. Made a special trip to Toledo, Ohio to do a Rudy's hot dog taste test. I'm our host, Nightcrawler. We'll take it from here.
Oh, and I'm distributing the dogs.
Hey, it's your show.
I don't know what all the have cheese. Well, we'll just cut you out of the review.
Oh, these are double dogs in here.
But really now, like,
Rick said,
but when you guys need plates and napkins or anything, we go for some Yankees.
I don't see any
want
cheese.
your expert opinion.
Should I get? They don't. Oh, there's cheese. Okay. Let me pass these down the table.
Oh, man.
I'll get one with cheese. You want to take one off the cheese so that we have an even? We got to have.
You know, it was left when I was busy.
Huh?
No.
Hey,
What are
Hey.
you doing here?
peanut gallery. Peanut gallery. We're on a film here.
I'm ruining it for you.
Tell you, we drew a crowd. When Rob the Builder's in town, we're building a crowd. Andy, you're in my shot. Get your wiener out of my shot.
Love this.
I don't know. How can you? I don't know how we do this.
I don't.
How do you do this? How do you keep the chaos? under control.
AI edits it for you.
You're gonna have to. Let me get a napkin. So
You're going to eat it.
do you want me to kind of throw some rules of the road out here?
Yeah, do your thing.
Okay, but here's the thing. So when I do, I'm a pro. I'm right on the edge of, So what we have to do is I'll let you go first. I'm your guest. So what I need you to do is taste the dog, enjoy the dog, and then give me your scale of 1 to 10 on the dog.
Okay.
But you can't just pop out a number. I gotta know why you're giving that number. Okay. So we'll try it at the same time. Are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay. Here we go.
Yeah, change from my hand to yours and a half. Now I'll participate in this.
What's in the palate? What's in the palate, Nightcrawler?
That's that Rudy's flavor, that sauce.
That hometown flavor.
It's that hometown flavor.
All right. You know what you got? That was very weak, but you're a rookie and it's okay.
I'm not a food reviewer. I'm a food connoisseur.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
you're barely here on that. You're barely here racing, but hey, let's go. Yeah.
It's a what?
A food consumer. Yeah, your consumerism is high. Your taste buds are low. Let me know what you got. Scale of 1 to 10, where you at?
I mean, I hope this is biased.
Hey, as long as you say it's biased, everybody knows I can take a point or two off.
Biased, but I do have a bunch of other places I use there too. I mean, for me, for a chili dog, it's a 9.2 off. 9.2.
9.2.
Anything about the sauce?
The sauce is amazing. It's that new sauce. It's more of a sweet sauce than a sharp or a creamy.
And a savory sauce, right?
Listen, a 9.2 is super strong. It's strong. And because he did that, I am going to do something I normally don't do, and I'm going to try again. Transparency. I used to work downtown Toledo before I moved to Oklahoma. I used to have a Rudy's dog pretty regularly with my friend Gary Chapin. Hey. Really? All right. My palate has ears. This brings back a lot of memories. This is, just exploding memories of back in the 80s. The dogs were the best.
Was a Vietnam vet.
And
Totally.
scale of 1 to 10, Rudy's hot dogs. Take a good look at it. You can say a dog's a dog because a dog is a dog, but I'm telling you what it is. It's the meat and the sauce. The new cheese if you want it the extra, but you don't need, in my opinion, anything else on this dog but that sauce. Scale of 1 to 10, Rudy's hot dog. It's an A. Solid A, boys. Don't pass this one up.
That's just my mic. I had it on mute.
There we go.
RGB, send us a signal.
Hold on a minute. I had to turn off my alarm.
Why, was there some special event you were trying to remember?
Time for medicine.
Oh my gosh. Oh, what do you got there?
Hold on.
Whoa.
I'm not seeing anything here.
We see you.
Okay.
Those are pretty cute. How do you like my hat?
That's
Okay,
a
we've
hat
got-
right
all right.
there.
All right, let's pick it up. Yep.
All right.
Or go ahead.
All right. That was Rob the Rebuilder. Stopped in Toledo, got himself a Rudy's hot dog, gave his thoughts on it. I obviously gave it a high review because I love hot dogs. I love Rudy's. There is some sentimental stories behind Rudy's as well in my family that I won't share tonight, but my grandpa ate a lot of Rudy's hot dogs from the original store. But that, ladies and gentlemen, leads us to our big announcement. Beyond the RC Grid has paired up with Phil and Rudy's for the racing season. And Beyond the RC Grid is going to be giving out awards, one award per race at Tarkar this year. Paul, do you want to tell everybody what that entails?
We are going to have some small plaques created, and they will be given out based on maybe a move of the race, aka maybe the milkshake moment of the race. Maybe you might do something funny, or, some accidental comedy at the track, and we may award you with the Cheese Ball Award from Rudy's Hot Dog. Or you could do something very good, and you could get the Rudy's Hot Diggity Dog Award.
There you go.
So we will go ahead.
All in fun and games. We just, for
I think
everybody
we're looking to include everybody that's out there at the track. A lot of the times these races are the people that get the attention or their picture taken are the people that are winning the races. And I think that track, the tar car community is more than that. And I think that's as Beyond the Grid, I think we want to acknowledge that there's more than just what's happening on the oval with the cars. So this is our way of acknowledging everybody at the track with our particular sense of humor or community.
Excellent. I think it'll be fun. Like you said, it's just a moment or a move of the race or whatever. We'll take input from people, from announcers, from Steve, from racers. I mean, I can't have eyes everywhere, so it's going to be a collaborative award. I mean, it could have been a certain race, last lap of the mod sprints or whatever. Maybe it's
we don't need to. It could be anything. So we're going to have our eyes out, and we welcome anybody that wants to give a suggestion at the if they want to stop over at the compound during race day and say, hey, did you guys notice this? We want everybody's feedback on the day.
Yep.
So
I mean, a great example of what it would be like. So for everybody that has seen, Rick had a moment last year at the track where he was proposed to. Paul, that would be a milkshake moment. Like the award's not created for us, but this is an example. Rick could have had a milkshake moment award because that was a significant event at the track. Am I correct?
Yes.
Well, I mean, we don't want to encourage fake moments or fiction. Generally, we want to keep it fact based. So that's something to keep in mind.
Sure.
Analogies are good.
The Hot Diggity Dog Award, we could have presented that last year to Ryan Cope when he transferred. He won the B main.
Yeah.
Do you remember that race that Rick was rooting for him not to win in the Traxxas / Modifieds? He won the B main and transferred up to the A main. That could have been a Hot Diggity Dog Award. That was the first time, I believe, that he had done that. So it could be, for sportsmanship also. You could, good sportsmanship could earn you one of our awards.
So if you didn't catch what we're throwing down is the awards are going to be based off of Rudy's menu items. So each award for each race will be a menu item specific to whatever event catches people's eyes. So
Rudy's has graciously sponsored Beyond the Grid, and this is our way to get their logo noticed out at the track, and we'll have a couple other goodies to to hand out to that racer. So we're anticipating a lot of fun with everybody once we get this started.
Yep. And a huge shout out to Phil at Rudy's. When I talked to him about this idea and pitched it, he was all in from the get-go. I mean, he's a huge community guy. He likes to give back to the community. I just happen to love hot dogs, and I eat there, once a week or so. So it was an idea that we had. We discussed it. I presented it, and hopefully you guys at the track enjoy it. And we just want to have fun. And having said all that, we also want to get new people into the hobby, and that's what we always talk about. So Paul and I are going to do something else this year to try and get people involved to at least try racing, to come out to the track. And what I want to challenge all the other racers to, even the new racers, even if you've only was Gil's first year last year, for example?
Yes.
All right. Well, Gil, even you can bring someone new to the track. And what we want to do is, if they don't have a car, Paul and I have a Traxxas modified, they can rent for a small fee. We're going to just let people try it without making a huge investment, see the atmosphere of the track. And even if they want to try it during the week, get a hold of us. We can make it happen. We'll get a controller in their hands, whether it's your kid, a friend, whatever. We just want people to come out and try it. So that's my challenge to Tar Car racers on the oval side. My challenge to you is get one new person to the track this year, and let's see what we can do.
Absolutely. And the nice thing this year at Tar Car, brand new novice class.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody that wants to pay the small fee to rent one of the Traxxas spec modifieds, you'll have to pay your race entry fee, and we will have you in the novice class. And like Eric said, we can probably meet you out there before the race one evening and get you some practice out on the track. So I think it's a great idea to just get more new people to the track. As much fun as we've had starting out with just, one car, and now maybe running 2 or 3 cars, and, just grow the sport. And also, anybody that's not familiar with Rudy's Hot Dog, Eric will post a link in the comments for the video for all of the Rudy's Hot Dog locations.
Absolutely. So that just keeps the theme of It Takes a Village, which is the name of this episode. And we want to grow the village. And there's an old saying my dad taught me. And it is, if you're not growing, you're dying. And I know Tar Car's not a business, but you sort of got to replenish the old with the new. I mean, if you have someone get ill, if you have someone quit racing, if you have someone working that Sunday, maybe the other guy, a new guy, shows up on that Sunday and fills that void. I just think it will be good for the village, which leads us to the other topic that we want to talk about, which is, taking care of Tar Car and contributing at the track. Paul, you want to tell everybody what we've sort of discussed openly with Steve and some of the other guys?
Yeah, we just like to pick a day out. I know it's been very rainy so far. We probably will not be able to get it in before the first trophy race of the year, but we would like to, maybe on a Saturday or a Sunday, have a work day out at the track. We might possibly be doing some painting, maybe like the walls on the oval track, maybe some tables, maybe a driver's stand. Just there's all sorts of stuff to do out there. Rake the track, get rid of the rocks, anything we can do to help out. Steve and Jerome and Scott have been the ones that I have personally witnessed in the last 2 years that I've been racing that are constantly out at the track, taking care of it. So we felt it's time to, many hands lighten the load. So if we can all help out a little bit, take a day and go out there and work on the track, and it'll make the track better for everybody.
Yep. And we'll do that through the direction of Steve. I mean, whatever Steve needs done around there. The wall, for example, Paul and I noticed through video and stuff that the Tar Car logo on the wall from 2 years ago was gone. And we really liked it. I mean, because it was a great photo opportunity. Paul takes pictures and just little things like that. And Steve works a lot. And the reason I noticed that, Paul noticed it and we discussed it. I've been active in something my whole life, whether it was as a kid, a young adult, an adult, through things like the fishing club up north, the wrestling club with my son, et cetera, et cetera. Paul, you were running 3-gun shoots and whatever else. And so we notice and we understand how hard it is to run or organize anything. So we're not trying to take anything from anybody. We're just saying, hey, we're here and we want to help. And if other people can only give a little, let's say 2 hours on a Saturday, if you're going to come out and practice, maybe you can give 2 hours on a Saturday to help the guys. Don't be afraid to offer to help. It takes a big load off of Steve and the guys, Jerome and Scott and everybody else, Casey. I see Tony. I see Tony working on the track. Joe. I mean, there's a lot of people that do a lot of work, but sometimes even 10 minutes at something can make a huge difference for somebody. So, just offer your assistance. That's what we're going to do. So if you got time, go ahead.
I was going to say, I know Steve mentioned too, I believe he's got all new pipe coming for the infield of the oval.
Excellent.
The yellow pipe down there. So he said eventually that'll be a definite something that they could use some help getting the old pipe out and then getting the new pipe in.
Okay. Yeah. So we're just a vessel. And I've told Steve this. I try to check with Steve when we talk about things. I don't want to ever misrepresent Tar Car or the track or Steve. So if Steve lets us know when that's going to happen, we'll convey it. We'll try to throw it out in the group. And, Paul and I rotate call and some other things. So we all can't be there at the same time. That's sort of our thought process. If you can't make it, it's no big deal. Maybe the next guy can step up. So you get on Facebook and you watch these tracks around the country. If you're watching, there's tracks closing all the time. So, membership and community and assistance, I think, are a huge help. So if we can assist, I think that'd be a good thing. The other thing I will throw out there while we're talking about showing up during the week, and this was an idea that was tossed around, and I'd love to hear everybody's thoughts on this, because the concern with some of the guys with classes growing on Sunday is that the day's going to be longer, and that is a big deal, especially on a Sunday. What are people's thoughts about running, for example, a Traxxas modified class on a weeknight? Now Steve's not going to run it. We would have to, maybe I would announce it or whoever. Maybe we run 2 heats in a main, and I'm just throwing ideas out there, like on a Wednesday or something. If people are interested in that and there's enough people that can do that, it would lighten the load on Sundays. And maybe it doesn't happen this year. Maybe it happens next year, but just food for thought. Mark it down in the comments below. Let's hear what you got to say about it. And I think Steve's open to a lot of things. I just think he can't do it all, which is a fair assessment. I mean, you can't have the guy there all week working on the track, all day Saturday for off-road, all day Sunday for oval, and then say, hey, you want to run a weeknight race? But also, when Paul and I were talking about that with Steve, we came back, and the next couple days after that, Paul, you want to tell him what we talked about would be awesome for, like, hypothetically a Friday night?
You talking about like the practice?
No. Under the lights?
Oh yeah. They
If we
are
could make it
running
work?
they are running power.
Yep.
They are running power to the oval and to the off-road track. I guess they're going to be putting some lights in.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think it would be interesting, possibly. You know, we have to see what other people think. They've done something similar to what we're talking about at the Black Swamp indoor track. On Thursdays, they have a NASCAR night, and they run NASCARs and sometimes Euro trucks and sometimes low-C sprints. And they just do, 2 quick heats and a main, and they kind of get it done relatively quick. I think we start at 6 and 6:30 actually. And I think most of the time we're done by 8:30, sometimes 9:00, but you could get something like that going out there under the lights. Start the race at like 6:00 at night.
And that might be, I think a night race would be awesome. Maybe someday they run one night race. Let's say Low-C Sprints could have its own night, and they run it once a month for 5 months or whatever. And it could be a huge deal. I mean, it might not work out for everybody to show up on a Friday night, and it probably would have to coincide with no off-road race, et cetera, et cetera. But I think it would be huge. I think the vibes would be different. And I think it would be a blast. I mean, I really do. So that's sort of stuff we've talked about and why we want people to help and maybe we can benefit from it. So stay tuned. We'll see what happens. Let's keep it moving because Rick's quiet, which means it's bedtime. Logo. I wanted to discuss our logo real quick. Paul brought it to my attention. It was a great idea. I sort of, when I was creating all this with my racing program and stuff, sort of intertwined all my garbage with the podcast logo. And Paul thought it would be a great idea to have a separate logo for the podcast. So we made that up. That's why we changed it. And that's where we're at with that. So no big deal, but that's where we're at. Rick, you concurred? You thought that was a great idea?
I think it's a good idea. We got to be true to our podcast and the way we market it. That's what I've been saying since we started this. So that's a good idea.
Okay. Excellent. So that's where we're at with all that. Let me double check here. We don't have a lot of events coming up. I don't have any real racing news to talk about with schedules or anything. We'll talk about that after this show throughout the next week and discuss what we want to put out there because I want it to coincide with the show, the schedules, where we're going, what we're doing. We do know a racer. I think, Paul, is it safe to say that we're probably going to be in the infield for a race or two this summer?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So stay tuned. There'll be a little bit more of that in the podcast. We're going to venture out a little bit from RC into some real racing because that's what we love. So we're gonna shove it in the show. I mean, it's beyond the RC grid, so it's going beyond the RC track. I think that's about it, man. I think we covered a lot of stuff. We stayed focused. I think we did really well. Not a lot of racing stuff to show, or there's not much going on. I didn't race at all hardly this winter, but we're going to be busy. I have a 17 race schedule coming up, 12 for oval. I'm going to run a 5-race series for off-road. I'll probably run more than 5 off-road races, but I'm definitely running the Glass City at Tarkar on the off-road side. So if any of you oval guys are into that, maybe you'll want to do that as well. They actually, I'll try it here. I'll mark it. I'll get that schedule in here because the 5 off-road races are scheduled great when we're not running oval. So I'm guessing the oval was made after the off-road was made, but great opening and opportunities to run off-road if you want to do that. So that's what I'll be doing. Biggins, any parting words of wisdom?
Get some refreshment.
Well, listen, I will have on standby a 6-pack for the teenagers. If a kid wins that 3rd place trophy, I will have a 6-pack of Monster or whatever.
Monster's
Gatorade,
more powerful than Coors Light.
Pedialyte. How about Pedialyte? That's a kid's drink.
You need to have some Dubby energy drink ready to go for the youngsters.
That's right. I will do that. Dubby energy. And that way, when you're riding home with your parents, you can drive them crazy the rest of the night. But you'll be focused.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
I'm all jacked up on Dubby Energy. That's one of our sponsors. Buy you some NKR 10 at the checkout. Save your 10%. All right. Rulin, take it home.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. Your mic cut out.
Take us home.
Take us home.
I think we did a good job. We kind of, we can tighten it up after next week. But I'm really looking forward. I'm looking forward to the things that we got going on.
Oh yeah.
So I think everybody's going to be pretty happy with what we're doing this year.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to Saturday, April 11th.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Hopefully the weather will turn. Right now it's looking questionable. So
yeah,
we need this trophy race. I'm looking forward to new competitors in the classes that I run. And just remember, everybody,
the beginner classes.
Saturday, April 11th. That's novice. What you've been saving your lunch money for.
Rulin's going to have a mustache and run the novice class. Think nobody will recognize him.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Oh my gosh!
I will not be running the novice class, RGB.
Oh, yeah, we'll see.
You may see me from time to time in the
you see some
Flash modified class. Somebody's got to keep you in check in that class.
I'll probably once again dominate like I've done the past 2 years, but I'm looking forward to just getting out. We've only been on that track 1 or 2 times this year. It just seems like last year we had a lot more available days to get out there and practice. So
yeah,
that's just,
I think it was nicer out temperature wise earlier last year.
I think it's just going to be a slower start for everybody. But once the weather breaks, then that track will be a lot of people out there practicing, and it's always fun when a bunch of us show up on the same day. Those are just as fun as race days sometime.
Yeah. All right. I like it, guys. Appreciate it.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right. See you, Biggins. Is there an after?
Time for the after show. My God, you better edit like 3/4 of that show with Biggins.
Yeah.
Just.
I mean, I'm gonna. Oh my gosh. Well,
there you go.
So no, I'm pumped. Huge shout out to Phil and Rudy's. Dub a sponsor. We're going to use those tools for the podcast and growing membership at the track and involvement. And Phil's a great guy. So I'll be throwing out all my race sponsors as well. But I'll get that out of the way so you guys don't have to sit through that, in the beginning of the show. I'll hit it in the opening and maybe we'll talk about some of them, like VRP oils. VRP.
Yes.
That's right.
And stay tuned. Next show, the second place trophy will be revealed.
Stay tuned. It's a cliffhanger. People are going to love the first place trophy, man.
The first place trophy it's gold, Jerry, gold.
Yep, it is. I mean, if you 40 grit, for example, if you're all about bragging rights, I guarantee
you're gonna want that first place.
Yep. 40 grit's going to walk around until May 30th saying, I'm going to get that trophy. So, all right, man, I think it's a good show. I'll edit it, get it out as soon as I can. And I'm pumped. I'm excited to be part of the community and give back and see what happens with this. And let's hit this real quick. Let's shoot for the next episode to carry on from It Takes a Village and get Chris on here. And we'll talk about the hobby, tracks, people, and sort of carry on with that and see what his thoughts are. Do you want to elaborate on that?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it'll be great. And we are going to have this gentleman on. One of our other racers, Donnie, came across a very interesting clip from a RC car racer, and he had a lot of great ideas about community and kind of coming together to basically make RC car racing great, just to kind of get together and work together and things that we can all do just to make it, a better sport.
Yep.
So we reached out and he has accepted the invitation and he will be a guest on the Beyond the RC Grid podcast.
All right. Stay tuned for that. All right, Paul, we'll take off in the next episode on that. And
all right.
It should be a good show. Second place.
All right.
Stay tuned.
I'll catch you later.
See you.
Peace.